Kia ora, bros and girls, welcome back to the channel. So we're back with Chapter 3, Map 1. It looks like we're facing off against Minista Sinista. And I brought a bit of an unusual team here, but they're all kind of based around heal blocking, apart from, or how to deal with Minister Sinister, apart from Aegon, of course. He's here to just clear the lane. So what we're going to do is we're probably going to go with the plain vanilla line, which is this, as I explain a little bit of my lineup. So we have Warlock and Sentinel, and as you guys may know, Warlock is the best heal blocker in the game. So our problem with Minista Sinista is he regens 70% of critical damage back, and so you really want a way to shut that down. And so Sentinel has a heal block on SP1, and Warlock, once infected, the opponent can't heal, period. So they're going to be really good options. My problem with having them, though, is they're pretty low rank. They're only 4-star rank 3, so I don't know if they're going to be able to do enough damage to him or last throughout the fight, because if I got like on a bad RNG run, or if I have to take some chip damage, they're probably not going to last too long. So in addition to that, I brought in Void, who can obviously deal damage over time, but also he can reverse that regen. So once we got a couple of petrified buffs on there, we can just go in for the jugular, hit crits, and it doesn't matter, because actually instead of him regenning 70%, he'll be taking an extra 70% from the heal reversal. So that'll be quite good for us. And then the final person I brought was Crossbones, and you guys might think, oh, that's a little bit weird, why Crossbones? But actually the cool thing about Crossbones is that he does not crit at all. So anytime he crits, instead of critting, he gains a Fury buff, which allows you to do more damage. And so if you're never critting Minister Sinister, he can never heal your crits, and so you effectively shut down his heal completely. Alright, so now we're going to continue this path. Now that you kind of know the background, you kind of know my strategy, we're just going to quickly clear this lane and then try to get to the boss and see if we can't do it, right? Because I think this one's going to be more about the matchup than about the champions you bring. And so far, Aegon's doing a pretty decent job clearing this lane. I think he should be the only thing we need actually for this lane. So we'll just dance back here. Didn't really quite like taking that hit, but hey, that's alright. So we can go this way, which is plain vanilla, but it's a bit harder. We can go this way, which is adaptive, but it's probably going to be a little bit easier. So let's do this one. So I actually don't mind losing Aegon either, because I'm not going to be using him for Minista Sinista. I'm just really using him to clear lane. So it doesn't really matter how much life he has, so long as he has just enough to clear this lane. I'm a bit hot and cold as well with Iceman's SP1. Prefer to actually push into SP2 than the SP1. Sometimes I'm okay at evading it, and sometimes I'm not. But today seems like one of the better days. But ideally, I can push him to the SP2 because that's way easier to evade for me. And we may have to heal up a little bit after this one, to be honest. Depending on how many more fights we got to go, because I don't think I can I don't think I can last on 8% chip damage. I mean, this guy's only a 4-star, so how many fights do we have? 1, 2, 3 probably. So okay, let's see what kind of potions do we have. We got some nice low level free ones here. Yep, that should be plenty. Assuming I don't make any dumb mistakes, that should be heaps. So over 100 now as well on the counter, which hopefully means we can take them down even quicker. Just dance away from that SP1, get back in, build up some more combo, and then probably one more of these, and this guy should be taken care of. He's got pretty decent block though, cap, but yeah, not big enough. So then we carry on. We've got 2 more opponents to go on this line, and then we're on to the final boss. So we can either go plain vanilla Ghost and Doc Ock, or we can go King Groot and Namor. Well, you know what, just to expedite things, let's go the plain vanilla route. These will be easier fights as well, so I don't really have to worry about the potions. I don't really particularly like fighting King Groot with Aegon, especially not with a low level Aegon. Ghost, on the other hand, is kind of easy to fight. Just dance away from that SP1, get back in there. And might be able to even finish him before the SP2. Yep, done. Okay, so one more fight, and then we can see what nodes are on this boss. Doc Ock can be another tricky one to fight, especially if he's on a power gain node. His SP1's fairly easy to evade, but the SP2 is a little bit trickier, I think. So it's just going to bounce like a basketball and go back. That's perfect. And then probably a couple more specials here, and he'll be taken care of. Come on, buddy. There we go. Throws the SP1, and we can take care of him. So now we have to decide who do we want to begin with against Minista Sinista, and I think I'm going to start with the small guys, the 4-star rank 3s. I'm probably going to begin with Warlock, but let's see just what nodes he's on. So debuffs last longer, he's got more attack and health, he's more likely to use SP1, which is actually in our favor because we want to evade that. Crit rate and damage is 40% more effective, but also he's on aggression precision, which is a bit of a problem, which means we've got to play quite aggressively too. So I think Warlock might be our best option here, but our main problem here is going to be not only dealing with that region, but really also dealing with the precision, with that precision buff. So now he's infected and he can't heal, so that's not a problem. We just continue playing aggressively. But it is going to be a bit of a long fight at this rate. But of course, if you had a higher level Warlock, or he was a stacked version, this would be very, very easy. If I brought my 5-star into, my rank 5 5-star into this, we would not have a problem with this at all. This fight would already be over by now. But of course, this guy is a viable option, nonetheless. Because you can play pretty aggressively, you don't have to worry about the power as well, because worst comes to worst, you can power drain this guy. Just so long as you don't get hit, then he is pretty easy to deal with. Just gotta get the timing of that SP1 down, and once you do know it, it's a pretty straightforward fight. It's a little bit like fighting Kang, to be honest. In variant 3, the only difference is I was actually using a rank 5 5-star against Kang, and he actually had a lot of life, and here I'm just using a rubbish 4-star rank 3, and this guy doesn't have a lot of life. I just don't do a lot of damage instead. So I kind of interrupted my rhythm there. I didn't actually particularly want to power drain him. But yeah, man, this is kind of doing the business, to be honest. So I mean, you could probably do the same here with Void. You could probably do the same with Crossbones, or if you had Ghost, or if you had Civil Warrior. Thank God for that, because if we got hit with that precision buff, we would be done. And yeah, there we go. Just ruined the rhythm a little bit there when I switched to SP1. But I mean, that's a 4-star rank 3 that took pretty decent care of him. We're going to go with our other 4-star rank 3 Sentinel here before we have to choose to go to the big boys. But that made that fight pretty straightforward. The main thing is to just make sure that you keep that aggression precision node on the wraps. And if you can evade that SP1 consistently, then you're in for a good time. Because you can evade it, get back in, and keep that precision node down. And now we're in assassin range, which is a lot more important than you'd like to think when you have 4-star rank 3s. Oh, that's lucky. I thought I was going to push into the SP2 there, which would have been a nightmare. But there you go, my friends. So with the right matchups, even 4-star rank 3s, which are effectively max out 3 stars, can get the job done. So that's how you take care of Minista Sinista. It's a little bit of a longer fight, but you know, it's a bit of fun doing the 4-star challenge. Otherwise, just bring in some big 5-stars. I mean, my Warlock would have done this guy in probably 2 specials, to be honest. So yeah, hopefully it helped you out. If it did, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see you in the next one. Ka kite ano, bros and girls.